Hi, Boo.
Hey, this is Justin Symbol
And Nola Star
of the God Bombs. Check out our new video, Idiocracy. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon for notifications. We promised that we would review the new Ghostemane album, Anti-Icon. We're a little bit late because we were wrapped up trying to get our video done for Idiocracy. But after we reviewed Lazaretto, and that video is also on our channel, we planned on reviewing the entire album.
We'll put a link in the description.
As soon as it dropped, we planned on reviewing the full album, so we finally got to hear it a few times, formulate an opinion.
For me personally, it was just like a home run. But
yeah,
we did sit down and re-listen to it to really dissect it and take some notes.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different styles on this one, even more so than Noise. I feel like he's really all over the place. There's more emotional depth here and a lot of different kinds of songs.
I definitely hear a lot of Nine Inch Nails influence. And as it went deeper and deeper into the record, I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. I think Ghostemane is incorporating his influences without it completely taking over his persona or sound.
And I also love how this album, all the songs blend together one into another, so it feels like one continuous song almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite an arc when you look at his career, when he went from like Schema Posse and being one of the original, what you would call, I guess, trap metal SoundCloud artists and being in Schema Posse with Lil Peep. And sort of being known for that, and then all the way to now we're comparing him to Trent Reznor, and a really interesting arc.
Winds of Change, I'm gonna jump all the way to that. I don't know why.
Why? No.
Why would you? I don't know, I guess I skipped one.
You skipped the whole album. Alright, so it starts out with the intro, aka Destitute, which is very Ghostemane-y, very epic, and it's kind of like this throbbing noise.
I think that's a good word to use for him, I think, actually. Because I was trying to think about it when I was writing it, and I thought, this sounds like the most, I guess, epic horror movie I'm about to watch. That's kind of what it made me feel.
It sounds like a heavy wall of guitar, Korn song, but less technical and more just like single note. And so there's a lot of kind of like dabbling in metal on this album, but it's a little bit more of a simple metal that's more about the emotion, I feel, than versus the technicality. And it does call to mind like Slipknot, Korn.
Like, when's the killer gonna pop out?
Right, but it's more start-stop, whereas like Korn is like a constant riff, and that Ghostemane makes a lot of use of like negative space and almost like, you know, leaving parts out to kind of keep you on your toes.
I love that he does that, by the way. That's actually something else I've always loved in songs, when there's pauses.
Vagabond is kind of what you would think, right? It's kind of trap metal, rap. And then it ends with like a really fast hardcore beat.
The metal and the trap are blending so well.
And then you've got like hardcore punk as well, and then industrial.
I think that it's really hard to take all of your influences and just really execute it in your own way, in your own style, so flawlessly.
We have Lazaretto up next. We've already reviewed that song, kick-ass song, lots of different parts to it, start, stop, different tempos and stuff. Up next we had Sacrilege, which kind of has like a Prodigy beat at first. It has this kind of like techno, 90s, what they used to call electronica once upon a time. That term probably doesn't even exist anymore. But it sounds like it's going to be this electronica song, and then it goes into the trap territory again. My only complaint with that song is I liked the electronica fast-paced, and I wanted more of that, and then it kind of suddenly switched back into the slower trap. One of my very few complaints about this album, and I don't even know if I would call it a complaint, but I'm the salty one. She's the sweet one, so.
Someone's gotta balance it all out.
AI was the first video he put out for this. It was the first single. It's fucking awesome. I think it's probably the strongest track in terms of like instantly remembering the hook.
Yeah.
AI. Very simple, very effective. I thought he was talking about artificial intelligence because I am dumb. And I didn't realize that the album is Anti-Icon, which is probably what AI really stands for.
Yeah. Or it could have a double meaning.
Could be both. I love the video. I like how he started out with having these like old cartoons and kind of remixing them for his music videos. They were not his cartoons. He was just editing them so that they would match the music. Now he's making original cartoons in the same style, so it's really cool to see how these evolve.
He's also done this for the album.
He has the full album on YouTube with an animation.
Love
There's
that.
a few little changes in it too if you really pay attention.
I keep saying I want to use animation stuff for God Bombs,
Yeah.
and man, if it's the last thing we do, we're gonna get there one day because Smashing Pumpkins is doing it right now. Ghostmane's done it a bunch. So if anybody's listening and they're an animator,
Slide in our DMs.
slide in those DMs.
The next song is Fed Up. I feel like Fed Up was one of the
I'm
weaker.
fed up all the time.
She's fed up with me because I took her note. She told me, oh, this sounds like Power Man 5000.
I said a lot more than that.
And she's salty now.
He said, let me take a note on your notes.
Fed Up to me seemed a little bit weaker, like a filler track. It was another typical Ghostmane track, dark trap. It's good, but I just felt like...
I don't think there's any filler in here, boo. That's just from me. The Winds of Change. I absolutely love that it really mellows out to this track after it going so heavy. I think it gives you a minute to digest all of the intense emotions you were just like literally been given.
Yeah.
And all the intense things and subject matters to think about.
It's like a melancholy instrumental, but there's some whisper.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Pinion, the song on the Broken EP by Nine Inch Nails, where you have like all these really hardcore industrial metal songs back to back to back, and then suddenly it gets this kind of bleak, sort of haunting instrumental that gives you a little bit of a break. The next song is my favorite song, Hydrochloride. It is like an industrial club banger. It sounds like a goth club song where it actually has a dance beat throughout.
It's definitely gonna give something for those goth kids to stomp to at the club.
Yeah, it makes me want to be a goth DJ, which I wanted to be a goth DJ, but I never did it. And now I'm like, damn, I would like start my set with this fucking Hydrochloride song. And he says, I don't love you anymore. I don't know if he's talking about his ex. There was an ex that famously cheated on him on camera, got into like some other guy's car. That's literally just, that's me trying to be TMZ here and bring a little drama to the review as usual.
Drama mama.
I'm the drama mama here.
Seriously, that hoe is fucking up. Ghostman is the shit.
Yeah, well now he's really happy with Poppy and they're
And she
engaged.
seems really sweet.
Then we have Hellrap, which is also sounds like a typical Ghostmane song, but a really, really good one. People that want that like classic Ghostmane trap thing are definitely gonna get that. And Hellrap is definitely like one of them, I feel.
Yeah, for Hellrap, I just thought it kind of just went back to his catchy, like, Bone Thugs inspiration, and you hear, like, the xylophone in there.
Yes.
What's it called? Xylophone?
Yeah, that's like one of his things, his tropes that you could say he's known for is he like suddenly everything stops and there's a little like bitty xylophone thing. Antisocial Masochistic
It's like-
Rage is
yeah,
another really cool song.
ASMR.
ASMR.
I put this is a
Sexy one. This is a sexy
It sounds
one.
like, yeah, it reminds me of The Dope Show by Marilyn Manson, which is really
Yes,
weird,
he's like-
cool and unexpected.
sexy, sleazy vocals.
Sleazy, yeah. The vocals remind me of old Rob Zombie, where he used to do, even like when he was in the band White Zombie more so, when he would like talk through those old like walkie-talkies to get that like really distorted, muffled vocal sound.
I just love it. It just sounds really sexy. It sounds like something I'd want to striptease to.
Yeah, definitely a stripper anthem. Melancholic is probably actually one of my favorite songs. I don't usually like melancholy songs that much. They kind of make me depressed, and I can't handle it. But
Aw, nobody
This-
wants you to be sad ever.
this one though, it really gets to me. He talks about, I'm the poster boy of lack of mental health.
But I do hear a lot of nihilism, and I do
Nihilistic.
hear a lot of depressive tendencies. And
Well, we love you, Ghostman. We just want to make sure you're okay and you're taking care of yourself. And
But the best art comes from pain. So obviously, whatever
Yeah.
you're doing, it's working.
yeah, I mean, honestly, as an artist, I can relate to him a lot. I do have a lot of those feelings as well. So it is nice to hear your inspirations being so genuine in the way that they feel. And
Yes, and that's what fans are gonna relate to is the raw emotion.
100%.
They're gonna be like, I'm struggling with this too, and then they can relate. You know, yeah, the best music is honest, and most of all, it's vulnerable. And I think that vulnerable side is something that Ghostmane is showing more and more, and that's making his art even more
100%.
powerful.
That's a great point. I think maybe that's the thing that drove this album home
Yeah. It made it even stronger than past Ghostemane albums. Next song was Calamity, which again, I feel like he's channeling Nine Inch Nails. We got this fast, punky, industrial beat. And then at the end, it kind of goes into this acoustic thing, but then suddenly there's like stabs of noise that merge with his voice. That part reminds me of the ending of the song Eraser off the Downward Spiral, where you have this like stabbing noise guitar and Trent Reznor saying, "Kill me." And it's kind of merging with the guitar and the voice are kind of merging in like this white noise.
As the album is winding down, I hear a lot of Nine Inch Nails. I definitely heard the Fragile in there. I definitely heard
The Downward Spiral.
Yeah, The Downward Spiral. Those were albums growing up that really hit home to me really hard.
Ghostemane is a master of sound design, just like Trent Reznor is.
Yeah.
So I can see him like in the future doing movie scores or doing like following a similar path like how Reznor has gone, where he's like taking his art into other avenues. And I think Ghostemane is a phenomenal producer, and that's one of his biggest strengths.
I definitely watched interviews on him and how he felt that he could never really explain the sound to people that he was really trying to go for, and he had decided to sit down and learn himself so that he could execute it. I too lately feel that sometimes it's hard for me to explain things because my voice is my instrument, and so yeah, it's been kind of inspiring me to want to try to learn. I think that's really cool that he took matters into his own hands and just kind of was like, I have this sound in my head and I'm gonna go for it and I'm gonna teach myself so I can do it that well.
For the last song, Falling Down, he went back towards that stripped down acoustic vibe. From what I've heard, he's been playing some of this guitar, so it sounds like he's evolving as a guitar player too, which is exciting. I didn't feel it was as good as Melancholic, but it's a similar style to Melancholic. And it kind of goes out on this gloomy note, but then you hear this throbbing noise reappear at the end of the song, which is the same throbbing noise that you hear in the intro. So it's cool how the album kind of goes full circle and it ends right where it started. And he actually did that with his last album, Noise, as well.
Nice.
So that being said, I think we'll end this review and go back to where we started and say, please subscribe to our channel,
I
hit
give
the
it
bell
a 10
icon.
fingers up, 10 toes up. Review.
Hit the bell icon for notifications. I have to give this album an 8.5 to maybe a 9, probably 8.5. I just think there's more room for growth. I think that Ghostemane is growing with each album and he's gonna just keep getting better. We're gonna see more melody, I think, and I think the rhythm is down. That he is excellent with the rhythm. I think we're gonna see more memorable hooks and more memorable melodies as we move forward, as he continues to mature as an artist. I think he's going to be ready to write records that are going to be even bigger.
I think he's gonna be a fucking legend.
He already is. He's a fucking legend. He's going to become
All
even
killer,
more of a legend.
no filler, always room for growth.
All right,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you.